we are maple syruping this year. It's our, third year, I think?
Yep.
Yeah. So we wanted to show you how we're doing it. We like to keep it very simple. So here's one of a more medium-sized tree that we have in our property that is creating so much abundance. It's almost half full.
Here's my easy on, easy off innovation. I just get these taps here. You can get about 6 of them for $3. And then I took electrical conduit tape. It's like a really thick rubber tape, or it's thicker than electrical tape. And then that grips it on, and you can just go on, off.
What most people do is they use a twisty tie or a piece of wire, which takes a little bit more time, and then they have a tube on there that goes into the jug.
And this is a different style stainless spout.
Yep. Also, you can keep the lid on here and drill a hole in the lid so that it doesn't rain into it or get bugs. But where we're at, it hasn't been raining and it's too cold for bugs, so we're good there.
Some of them I experimented with using a nail to hang it, and that worked pretty good depending on which spout I had. Sometimes the little nail hanger worked as a good assist. A few years ago, somebody gifted me a handful of these old-fashioned spouts or spiles. This one's 50 or 60 years old. I have a couple other ones that are different style but similar and very old. As you can see, I just used some copper wire to hang this one, and it just drips in there. Look how full this one is. That's some tasty water too. You can drink that water down. I drink almost a gallon of this water a day because I have so much of it. It tastes just like coconut water, and I'm sure it's incredibly good for you.
Full of minerals.
The maple tree is actually ruled by Jupiter, the greatest benefic. Jupiter has to do with sweetness and abundance, so this is a great little gift. This is a nice little pack. It's 12 spiles for $6. As you can see, we've got the 5/16 tap, so we simply draw from the 5/16 bit here, and we just put it on the drill, and then you're ready. Alright, as you can see, I have the insulation tape here. It's just like a rubber tape. Take a little off, just like that. Take the back off of it, and then I just wrap this so it's got a grippy little rubber knob so the bottle doesn't slide off. Works great. This is the fastest on and off thing I've ever seen with the mapling, and it's nice because you take them on and off quite a bit. You don't have to do any tying, just catches on that rubber grip. So we'll bring our light to medium light hammer, our drill with our 5/16 bit, and our 5/16 spile out to the tree. Okay, so we start 3 feet up, so I just go 1, 2, 3, right there, and then at a slight downward angle, go in 1 to 2 inches. I like to do about 1 1/4, because you don't want to hit the heartwood of the tree. That's what damages it. The sapwood is on the outside, and where the sap runs the most is the far outmost sapwood. So it's good to do a little bit, especially on small trees. So I went in about that far. It's about 1 1/4 inches. Get this away. As you can see, it starts dripping out right away. I get my tap, put it in, and the reason why they call it a tap is because you only need to tap it in. Otherwise, you risk splitting the wood, and then it leaks all around. And it's really easy to split the wood, especially with the metal ones. And this tree's running real good. It's nice and warm out. And then we put our bucket on, our bottle, and we're good to go, and that's done. Okay, well, it's important to do this only during the season where it's freezing at night and above freezing in the day. In our area, the sap runs as early February to mid-April, and that's when it's a little bit below freezing at night and a little bit above freezing during the day. It creates a pump in the tree. There's a big vascular network, and when it freezes, it swells, and when it thaws, it releases that and pumps all throughout the tree, but you can gather it and it does not harm the tree. As long as you don't abuse any of this, don't drill too far, don't hit the heartwood, don't put too many taps on the tree. And make sure your tree is large enough and healthy enough. You need to observe the whole tree and make sure it's a very strong and healthy tree. This one has a little bit of lightning damage, but it's still a strong tree. This one can handle, for sure, 1 tap, easily.
This is how we boil down the sap that drips out of the tree into maple syrup. We have 2 pots over this makeshift outdoor stove fireplace we made with cinder blocks, grate, and sheet of metal.
I just get my glove here, remove this piece of metal, and there's the fire pit. And I shove a couple pieces of wood in here every now and again, put the metal back, and it works great.
So here is what we have boiled down so far. This is all maple syrup. So you can see this one has little crystals in it because we ended up boiling it too long, but that's all right because maple candy is delicious.
Yeah, these crystals continue to grow, and this has only been sitting for about a week. Crystal, Cavalier, had maple crystals that looked like large quartz crystals that she took out of the jar that grew and cleaned up and left on her counter, and you wouldn't know if it was a quartz crystal or a maple crystal. And it's edible. To get this much syrup, it only took about 5 days of boiling, and I wasn't working too hard at it.